Geekly, Kikai Wafra here. Pull up a stool, slide your drink closer, and let's talk about the thing that nobody in the boardroom wants on their balance sheet. Huge humming boxes that eat electricity and make everyone else pay the tab. Big tech is sprinting to build out data centers across the country. They're doing it to feed the AI gold rush. But voters are waking up mad, and that could turn this whole data center power play into a very expensive headache. Here's the basic read. Tech companies are signing deals, buying land, and throwing cash at power. OpenAI and Nvidia announced plans to roll out at least 10 gigawatts of Nvidia systems for AI infrastructure. That's basically the output of 10 nuclear reactors worth of compute. The International Energy Agency says electricity use for data centers and AI is set to explode, potentially doubling or more in the coming years, so the industry needs gobs of power. That's the headline. Okay, devil's advocate time. On paper, this makes sense. AI is a generational technology. You want the fastest chips close to the datasets. Companies building their own capacity can mean better performance, more control, and if they're honest about it, a shot at cleaner energy mixes like small modular reactors or long-term renewables. Some of these firms are even investing in new nuclear tech and power contracts so the grid doesn't collapse when they flip the switch. If you believe the pro-AI case, they're not just greedy, they're also trying to secure national competitiveness and keep services running for everyone. That's a defensible argument. But this is where I start twitching, because there's a shiny PR line and then there's reality. The shiny line says, we'll power the future responsibly. The reality is that communities are getting rate hikes, stressed grids, and water problems. Cities like Tucson forced projects to the curb after people learned how much water and electricity some of these facilities guzzle. Voters in states with massive build-outs just put energy affordability and utility regulation at the top of the ballot. In Georgia, 2 energy regulator seats flipped after candidates campaigned on reining in the costs that come from electrifying everything for AI. In Virginia, voters put energy and data center policy front and center in the governor's race. Translation, the public is not buying the idea that tech's energy needs should be invisible. Here's the hypocrisy, and it's a slick one. Tech companies sell sustainability and net zero. They also buy politicians, tax breaks, and sweetheart land deals. Then they quietly demand special grid upgrades and force utilities to build billion-dollar transmission lines so servers can be fed. When the bill starts trickling down, who pays? Spoiler, regular people. Meanwhile, the stock market is treating AI like a sure thing, valuing companies as if those energy costs are a footnote. That's a risk. If voters and regulators start saying no more freebies, all of a sudden those rosy revenue forecasts look shaky. The industry's juggernaut becomes, well, a legal and political mess. Also, can we talk about timing? These energy projects are slow and political. Nuclear plants take forever. Even small modular reactors need time, approvals, and local buy-in. So while the PR teams promise carbon-free, reliable power down the line, in the short term, the grid is propped up by fossil fuels and existing generation. In other words, the clean AI story is often a future tense marketing move that lets companies build now. That's fine if the public actually signs off on the long game, but people are not patient, and they don't trust PR when their bills go up. Now for the political nudge. Voters are starting to treat data centers like any other local project. Jobs versus community impact. Spoiler again, when the jobs promise is thin and your utility bill doubles, jobs doesn't cut it. Local councils are adding water restrictions. State commissioners are now campaign targets. And that changes the calculus for a company choosing between a friendly county and a community that's had enough. Investors should notice. Markets hate policy uncertainty. If regulators clamp down, valuations ripple. That's not fear-mongering, it's simple cause and effect. Look, I get it. I want faster models and cooler tools as much as you do. I also want companies to be ambitious about sustainability. But ambition can't be a cover for offloading costs onto local people and local grids. If the tech industry expects a free pass while it rewrites energy demand, it's asking for a revolt. And that revolt is starting to be electoral. The facts and the political signals are both there in plain sight. Articles in the description if you want receipts. So Geekly, you're the judge. Is big tech's data center build-out a necessary, responsible investment in the future of AI? Or is it a high-stakes bet propped up by marketomania, one that's finally going to hit the wall when voters and regulators say, enough? Which side are you on? I wonder if they might have made a little bit of a mistake there. Seriously, did they actually dare? Click the link. You'll never believe what they've done again.